appreciate it a lot from the CDUB gang. It brings a little smile to my face early in the morning here in Australia. So appreciate that, CDUB. So they're going to see if they can get themselves yet another first blood. And this probably could just come back from, you know, the fact that they've done it so many times and their early game is so strong that they're probably just going to keep doing this until teams punish them for it, right? So you can see now after the second time in a row that they got first blooded that the Cut have decided to go on their own little aggression expedition.
They've got vision on the cliff at least, so they see exactly where they're coming from. And Duster will scout out that ward as well with the tower hit. So they will look to take the challenge to them. There's the slow and the stun coming out onto the Jakiro, but is the first blood going to be the Jakiro or something else? Scourge and McDuck in the front right now, taking a lot of damage, and again they do it. 3-4-3, take them all down. Timber saw to drop as well. Double kill with the axes. We'll follow it up. Even the Ember Spirit, Sadman. Oh, he wanted that kill so bad. He knew he was going to die anyway. Maybe even a fourth with Jubei dropping low here. And Silencer fighting all the way. Isla taking the tower. Can they take him? No, he cannot. And it's B-God taking a double. Oh, 5 kills to start of the game. Let's go. This is America, baby.
Duster, with his first dual breath, hit all 5 members of the Cut. He did so much damage, man. And the fact that they had so many different axes that came through, the Scorched Earth was burning everybody to pieces. That last little kill there, you can see that Isla wanted to try and get the reset for himself. Didn't want to have to go to lane with very little HP and very little regen. So they wanted to try and get the kill there onto the Sansa, onto Jubei before they did leave. But the rest of the team wasn't able to commit for that. So CDUB, they come out with 3 kills, but they did lose 2. But either way, it's a very exciting start.
Who did the most damage that fight?
Yeah, it was the Doom and the Troll, right?
It was the Silencer.
Oh, the Silencer.
The Silencer did 1,035 damage with 2 arcane curses and a couple right clicks. Yeah, the Doom and the Troll just below that, same with the Skywrath, but it was the Silencer level 1, the initial damage from the arcane curse and the 16 tick damage, all the abilities being spammed around. Man, he was doing constant tick damage onto the side of CDUB, but indeed, starting off with 3 kills, and Scourge McDuck having a bit of difficulty CS-wise here, as the Doom is already establishing very comfortable settings here in the lane, pulled it all the way in front of his tier 1 tower. Well, not all the way, but this lane might turn into a bit of a push. Silencer, he's going to be in trouble. They're harassing in the bot lane. Duster also low on HP. Jubei to fall. Oh, the stun, but there's not going to be enough. Sanctified. Right click comes through. And back to the bottom lane where B-God, he was fighting against Duster. Duster did drop fairly low, but it's another one for CDUB.
Yeah, good in the top lane for CDUB, abusive to level 2, right? Like they hit level 2 before the Cut were able to, so they just kind of walked in and got that one done. B-God, it's going to be a free kill on Duster.
Close.
Got the mana.
Oh, is that enough? Yes, it is. 75 base damage with the int on top, so... oh, Courier too.
Oh, that's a lot. That's like a whole magic stick and boots for Double King. That's actually really bad that he lost that.
The entire wand now, basically, as he's already at 9 stacks, so...
Which is a little rough because this lane is going to be all about the spam. And if he's not able to keep up with the aggression, this Timbersaw can really start to take over the lane and start to take over the game as well. I've been really impressed with B-God for these 3 games. I think the way that he has played these wacky position fours has looked really, really good. So there's a lot of players right now that I've got my eyes on for a couple of series throughout the rest of the NA DPC.
So the CS is kind of starting to even out now. Wraith King also catching up with the rest of the pack. Right now in this mid lane, Sadman, he's got a tiny bit of an advantage over Mark. 17 to 14, but should equalize with this. Oh, the glyph on the wave. Gonna pull some tricks here against the Tiny. At least gets an extra sleight of fist at the cost of the glyph.
You can just see this kind of raw mid 1v1 has started to creep back into Dota as well, which is always exciting to see.
Oh, he got body blocked as well by the skeletons. Is the tick damage going to be enough? One more hit from Scourge McDuck. He's got some stick charges, but he's going to crit them down. Oh, the squirrel falls to pieces on the ground as that axe carves down. Like that's a big axe for a small squirrel.
Very true. Very, very true. And
Overkill.
Unfortunately for the hoodwink, that thing is only going to get bigger throughout the entirety of this game.
Jubei walking in towards Mark. He's looking for the water rune for himself, but does he pay with his life for this? Yep, he's looking pretty dead to me. Yeah, that is a dead Mark. Silencer yoinks the kill, Jubei. If only he had Glaives of Wisdom, he could have actually picked up some stacks for that and make the Tiny drop his IQ.
And on a Tiny as well is always rough. They're going to see if they can kill Scourge here. Oh,
he's low.
Oh, no.
Scorched Earth. Needs a couple more ticks. Yeah, what was that melee hit? that was a pretty long Infernal Blade, if you ask me.
Yeah, the good old acquisition range against animation range is always a mechanic that a lot of people will not understand or not even know what I'm talking about. But that's the reason why melee attacks sometimes can go literally across the map.
5-5 as we're closing at 5 minutes. First night time to kick in. Mid laner is still waiting for their level 6s. The Tiny would probably just stick around, but I want to see if this Ember Spirit needs to make a rotation, or does he have to? A lot of armor on this Doom in the top lane, and also the Troll in the bottom. A bit difficult to approach.
Yeah, I think Sadman's going to be okay with just staying towards the middle lane, right? Like, just have this farm fest going, especially with now Double King. In trouble.
He's definitely in trouble. 100 HP remaining. Italiano Gangster with the body blocks, and that is going to clean him out. B-God, 4 kills on the Skywrath Mage. Looking for dust there, but
having a blind up.
Oh, his courier is about to drop, but also gives vision for the Jakiro and tanking range creep. Here comes Italiano Gangstar as well, but we're looking at a mega kill streak 5 minutes in on the Skywrath. This is what I absolutely loved. And I was also talking about in the draft how aggressive and how much impact you can have with this hero in the early game. This is exactly that.
Yeah, just being able to abuse a lot of these heroes that kind of rely on not like massive amounts of spam, but utilizing their smallish cooldowns to get rid of a lot of your regen, whereas B-God literally just sits there and spams out these arcane bolts until you really have no other way but going down. And being able to utilize it with the Timbersaw as well, maybe that's why they didn't want to go for some of these like kind of slower initiators, as they wanted to play really, really fast in this lane and enable B-God to do what he's doing right now, which could potentially be a gank onto Mark as soon as they hit level 6. Did he see him? Yeah, I think he just caught a glimpse of him around the tree line here, because Mark is playing oh so safe in the mid lane.
He knows he's not exactly full HP, so just trying to ensure that he doesn't overstep or overstay his welcome. There's Duster also in mid, but Sadman's not going to fall for this. Love how this warding is being placed down. You have the double wards next to the... Oh, sorry, that is a sentry ward. My bad. Wait, that is an observer ward called sentry ward. Never mind.
Big pride.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Thanks, Big God.
So debating. Oh, meanwhile, Scourge McDuck taking some tick damage here from the Doom. We'll be able to retreat into the tree line, and here comes B-God. Kill number 6. It will go to Scourge McDuck, actually, with the skeletons. So, not increasing the streak on the Skywrath. By the way, he's very close to Mana Boots.
Yeah, he's in a good spot here, is B-God. So, it's going to be hard for them to try and play around these lanes. But Sadman's gone bottom
lane. Yeah, they were doing a lot of damage here onto the Timbersaw. He resets the stacks as they have to swap targets. Sadman dodging there with a Remnant jump. He's got one more bottle charge. He should be able to jump away, but no! The toss from Mark is going to interrupt his plans. And that is an Ember Spirit falling. Troll getting to stay alive. Top lane, though, they're pressuring the Hoodwink. The stun connects onto the tower. And Scourge McDuck just needs that one hit. He actually was about to right-click, but he kept moving, so a bit of a misclick there. That could have killed him.
Yeah, potentially could have. They didn't want to overdive. They should have known that at least there will be no TP from Mark as he went towards the middle lane. But Sadman trying to commit onto the Troll Warlord, who had already just popped the Battle Trance, so they knew that there was no Battle Trance for them to play around with, especially now to the fact that he had Italiano Gangstar, who was relatively low on the Timber. They wanted to try and get that free conversion there inside and try to start to abuse some of these side lanes, but wasn't able to work out for them. So now this game has probably been the most even early game that we've seen out of these two games. So from the way that game number 1 went, the way that game number 2 started to slightly get dragged back, I'm not really sure who I'm starting to favor here. I think it is all about how this Troll Warlord starts to farm, because he can get out farmed pretty fast by Wraith King, especially if he has a few issues in this bottom lane.
And this Timber is not getting a whole lot of farm out of here. This Troll is almost doubling the CS versus Italiano Gangstar, and this last pick Timber saw not getting much done. Mark also rotating to bottom just to bully this Timber just a little bit more. I want to make sure Double King is having a good game, but Soundman is getting the push mid. Isla, oh, he doesn't quite get the jump onto this Ember Spirit, and Sanctified, he also didn't get the bushwhack to connect, so he'll walk away. Scot-free bottom, though. They're going to fight. The Timber Saw's already down. Duster drops low, but again, another casualty on the side of the cut.
Yeah, I mean, Mark did stay down there for an eternity, to be perfectly fair there to Italiano Gangstar. I would imagine that after you saw the rotation, you probably would have just expected that the Tiny was going to walk away. I think it was kind of at that final moment where Mark was about to walk away and they got a glimpse of Italiano Gangstar moving away from the secret shop. So, more than happy to initiate on that one. And his rotations from both these two mid laners, luckily enough for Mark, he's the one that was able to actually connect on a kill. Whereas Sadman was the one that got killed just before as well.
Living up to his name right now, at least with these rotations. So
yeah.
One rotation led into his death, and his TP on cooldown had to do the walk of shame back to mid, and another one that didn't quite lead into a kill. However, Mark has a DD in the bottle. Tiny could right-click for 300 damage. And you put the tree damage on top as well with the splash. Sanctified, Duster. Oh, they're going right past Tiny. He's going to be all alone, and his DD pops as well. TP's coming in. Hoodwink needs to get there as soon as possible, but no, they can't get that deep. Again, you just don't have the stuns. You can't really lock him out of position. And they're TPing bottom. He's going in for a potential kill in here. He could toss the Hoodwink in. No, they don't need to. Ice Path comes out. Avalanche is there. Sharpshooter for the vision. And Mark is just going to hammer him down. Again, the cut, missing on a kill. CDUB punish.
Yeah, and especially with the Italiano Gangstar as well, he's gone for the max Timber Chain, so he is not tanky at all. Like, he has no mitigation items, he's got a little bit of strength, a little bit of armor from the Soul Ring, but
soft boy.
He's going to be so easy to melt through, especially with the amount of magic damage that they've got on their support. So that rotation coming in there from Mark was all but a freebie, and it was very, very easy for them to be able to clean that one up. And CDUB, I think they're in a really good spot at enabling a lot of their cores. I'd be interested to see what Mark's going to do in this mid game, though. Oh no, top lane.
Uh-oh. Well,
he's dead.
He'll survive in that. He gets to use the Midas at least. One piece towards his BKB.
A more massive Midas for Isla.
Uh-oh.
To get away from that one.
Oh. Tiny's got his blink as well, so...
Nice.
One more last hit for that. Let's see what kind of link reveal they get.
It means now that they'll be able to constantly just get a lot of these rotations going, right? Like Duster and Sanctified are going to have small cooldowns. They're going to be able to bring Isla around, who can get the Dooms going as they want it. Ooh, almost a catch there onto Sadman, but we're able to just miss out on it. And whereas for the side of the cut, they need to have a little bit of recovery time. Like Italiano Gangstar is very, very far behind. Like he needs to have a few minutes of him sitting back and farming. And if they just send their attention, CDUB, to just kind of go towards the cut and just say, hey, we're just going to push your Timbersaw out. What space are you going to try and give him? And really just start to take over the game.
Well, at least the net worth difference right now is very even between the two, despite the electric start we had for the game. Timbersaw is the only core that's dragging behind a little bit. That is Italiano Gangstar. 4,300 on the Timber currently. And CDUB, they're up to no good. Mark, Sanctified, trying to set up for something here in the bottom lane. Now they're going to get reinforced. Well, they are not going to get reinforced, but the Timber more like. They're actually taking a detour straight towards mid and onto Isla. Solid kill for onto the Doom.
That's a lot of damage.
A lot of damage indeed. Very easy to execute too. Now they get to TP top potentially as well. They're diving under the tower, under the Wraith King. He will live. Tiny down a half HP. That was, mind you, his blink reveal. So they need to get this one to work. Reincarnation about to pop. That will be life number one. Sandman still on the side. The Slates are still going to do some damage. Sharpshooter coming out though. Can they interrupt the Ember? Yes, they can, but Mark will still fall. Nevertheless, the Scourge McDuck is going to get caught by the Ice Path. B-God trying to do a lot of work on the side. Duster's going to be falling. At least they get that. 2 more seconds for a slow, but no, gonna go under the tier 1 tower where Double King and Sanctified have already retreated to. That ends up being a 2-for-2 trade. Well, actually 1-for-2 because it was the Reincarnation and that was Tiny's Blink.
Yeah, so getting the response there onto the Tiny, this is kind of the issue with playing in towards these global silences. It is very, very hard for you to do so if you don't get that an instant initiation. And also the fact that he had Reincarnation. So Scourge was more than happy to take any of that damage, to take any of that heat and soak it up until he had that second life going. And now CDUB, they want to try and take this tier 1 tower once again, but they've put harder to kill heroes in that top lane while they're giving Scourge the rest of the map.
Yeah, they just got to keep on farming at this moment. They've got the Battle Fury ready on Double King. So overextending and dying when you should be farming is the thing that hurts the most when you're playing as a carry, and they will just pick off Duster here in the top lane. Nothing special. Nothing of value was lost.
Yeah. He just kind of walked up and there was 2 cores there with the support and he goes, yep, well, I'm definitely dead.
Yeah. Look at B-God's item build, by the way. He's going Aghanim straight with this Skywrath. Very, very, ambitious. But man, when that gets into play, that's going to work a lot. Scourge McDuck, no Reincarnation. Isla going to take the fight to him on the chase at the same time as Sanctified gets blown up. And now the Doom is going to pay with his life. So that was
It was so funny watching Scourge. He went from the small camp and he walked all the way down towards the lane creeps, got doomed, and just walked back towards his tier 1 tower. He didn't right-click a single time. He just walked in, got doomed, walked back towards his tower. His teammates gets himself a double kill, and he just goes back to farming. That was just... This is pretty funny the way that he just walked in, scooped a doom, and said, see you later.
I mean, sometimes, instead of panicking or screaming for help, you just walk off the pain.
Yeah. It's a good thing about, playing against a Doom is sometimes you just get to walk it out. They are doing really well at finding all of these pickups, surprisingly, without the amount of stuns that they have. So they are doing a really, really good job at utilizing Sandman, who is playing nice and fast on this Timbersaw, just allowing a little nice and fast on this Ember Spirit, pardon me, to enable his Timbersaw to get that farm up to where he can start to become a nuisance in these team fights. But circling back to the Aghanims, I think it's insane value if you get it early. And
the Troll Warlock getting blown up by B-God. Gets himself a solo kill out of all things. Oh, they do get themselves the Ember kill on the other side of the map for Mark, but oh my goodness. Can I just state one thing? This is a 17-minute support Skywrath on a godlike spree. Building an Aghanims.
That is
announcement over.
That is some crazy stuff, especially when you look at a lot of these heroes. Like you look at a Tiny with a blink dagger, right? Like you're licking your lips at seeing a Sky Mage. You're like, I am going to blow this guy up 15 times in the next 10 minutes, and they just haven't been able to find him. Mark's really just not been able to go on the aggressive just yet. B-God's been in a really good spot to kind of always have a buddy around. I don't think I've ever seen him alone, and he's just done good work to be able to blow people to pieces. And now that he has a godlike spree, he's, what, 1,300 gold away from an Aghanim, so everything getting doubled.
Getting close to Mark's net worth.
Yeah.
Just the sick thing out of all these. I know he's going to find another. It's going to be on the Tiny solo. B-God gets another. He gets his friend out. Beyond godlike. This is ridiculous. Somebody stop this guy. Oh, Italiano Gangstar on the side. Duster. He's going to get... Nope, he's not going to get spotted. There's no direct vision, so he's going to get to teleport away. Only one core will be lost here. And an instant smoke. I mean, no. I'm just humbled by this B-God Skywrath.
I think B-God is called B-God for a reason.
Yeah, he certainly is. They're looking for Double King. He is still in the area. And now Italiano Gangstar recognizes the situation as well. Doom's TPing in as well on the side. They will focus the tower instead. They will lose a silencer in the process. B-God's trying to keep distance so he doesn't give away that big streak. That's a lot of money for a troll to get this game.
Yeah, they wanted to see if they can find Double King pushing. Couldn't find him out, and unfortunately, he does have no mobility.
It was going in aggressive, but got some decent wards placed down. They will be found, however. Know exactly what is happening. The cut just going to be backing away for now for the time being. So what are the next big items we're looking for on both sides? Like, obviously the Sky Axe is pretty huge, but I see a blink on the Wraith King. Is that enough for like a smoke into a full-on 5v5 fight, or do they still want something on top and just continue farming?
I think they can definitely make an attempt. They've got a lot of their items starting to come up. As you said, Aghanim Scepter is just on the horizon for B-God. They've got they'll have Blink on the Wraith King. They'll have BKB relatively soon for Sadman. I think the one issue is they're going to be running into almost triple BKB very, very soon. Tiny's about, what, 1,400 gold away from his. Doom already has his with the Blink Dagger on top. Troll's going to have his in 2-1 now. He's going to have BKB, so double BKB minimum, potential triple BKB very, very soon for CDUB. So if they pull the trigger too early and they give away, you know, like B-God's streak and Scourge really kind of goes down and doesn't get much done, then they can start to fall behind. But I like the fact that they have the aggression in them, because if they continue to get this roll on, find one or two straggled heroes, and the BKBs don't matter.
Yep. Going around the Roche Pit as well. Right now they have no vision whatsoever in this area.
Or Double King.
They've got double wards as well, and Double King will be caught by the stun in the end, and he's got his BKB, and the global style has been used by Jubei as well. Not everything kind of clicked there. Again, just the lack of stuns. He used the stun to initiate, and that kind of allows him to also get the BKB off.
Yep. You kind of have to do it that way, and unfortunately for Jubei, he thought that maybe the Global Silence was going to be enough for them to try and get the kill. Oh,
that's a burst.
Gangstar.
That is certainly a burst. Okay, Ela comes in for the Doom, turns things around. Timber, he's still getting reactive armor stacks despite being doomed up, but he will slowly but surely fall. Okay, just gonna play it safe. BKB TP out. Meanwhile, Duster dies.
Yeah, just Blink with a crit coming in from the Wraith King, and that's more than enough to enable Sadman to get the kill there onto Duster. So both teams seem pretty happy to just kind of farm. Nobody really wants to press the issue. I think for the cut, they understand that it's very hard for them to get a combination that blows somebody up before BKBs come out. And the same thing with CDUB is they're still waiting on a few more of these items. The Troll Warlord hasn't hit that critical mass just yet. You know, Battle Fury BKB is definitely not anything to write home about, but you know, it does keep him safe for now to continue farming. And once the Tiny starts to catch up as well, you know, Blink BKB, he's going to be pretty scary in these fights. If they ever do find B-God, like, yeah, he has a lot of net worth with the Aghanim Scepter flying out to him now. He has 2 armor, man. Yeah, he has 1,300 HP. Like, that's a Blink Avatos and 1 hit and then a tree toss and he dies. So it's not like B-God's going to be able to stay around in these fights for all too long.
Yeah, and also with these incoming BKBs, one by one, it does make the game a lot harder for the Skywrath Mage. And you also have to start relying on the global silence to prevent the bigger initiation for CDUB. If they decide to take the initiative, pop their BKBs early, use global. But I guess that what they really want is for Jubei to panic a little bit and then capitalize on top of that, because you're already usually using BKB to kind of establish dominance in a fight, and you also get to dispel global silence. So they want them to jump the gun a little bit too early.
Yeah, I think Jubei understands that kind of duality that he has in his hero, right? That he needs to wait until the BKBs has been used and have it as a reaction to them. Because he has some good heroes to force BKBs, right? It's not like, you know, the Sky Mage is something you can kind of just say, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you get hit by like a Mystic Flare and an Ancient Seal, you will die. And he just blows up another one.
Yep, and
the cool thing with the Ags as well is I'm not sure if it still does the same thing where you can potentially, if the RNG is good, get double Mystic Flare on someone. So
yeah, I think the Mystic Flare is a bit tricky, right? Because it will take priority on heroes. Like if you cast any other ability, the Mystic Flare always looks for a hero instead of a unit because it doesn't really do much anyway onto units. So might just be able to cast 2 overlapping ones and get the double damage out. But nevertheless, Global Silence already been used up. Mark, he's on the full retreat. Duster's gonna get hit by the only stun. Places down the ice path. Double King, he cannot participate in this fight. But that's a lot of resources the Cut have used only for Jakiro kill.
Yeah. They didn't also have to use the BKB on Double King. I don't know how he was able to hold on to his BKB, but it was Isla who had to use it. So
they could contest this Roche if they go there. Like even with this DD rune, I believe CDUB can easily fight this back. They just need to read this play, and they do. The scan comes out. Let's see what they decide to do with it. 40 seconds for BKB on Mark. Isla also the same thing. This Roche is falling though, and they're not contesting it, so they're just gonna let it drop.
Yep. So we're gonna have 2 lives here on Sadman, I'd imagine.
Honestly, I feel like they could have fought this.
Yeah, they definitely could have.
They have different priorities, I guess.
Especially with the Jakiro, right? Like, I know Duster had just died, but, you know, you TP towards a tier 2, you're able to get a Macropire towards the end there. Maybe you throw in a Akon shot and a Bushwhack. Maybe you're able to get something a little sneaky. You know, there's no Global Silence as well, so it definitely was a window they could have fought in.
Scary ward there in the mid. Scouts out the Troll Warlord instantly as he just teleported, and luckily for him, the Cut wasn't in position to instantly punish. Sanctify trying to keep the top lane pushed out as well as they focus bottom to get towards that tier 1 tower. Knowing the Cut only has an option to either take over triangle or push mid and attempt to push top at least, but this Hoodwink is being a bit pesky here. However, Sanctify, he does let another wave slip through. Let's see what the Cut decides to do with this.
Yeah, missing the wave means that now they're going to get it to crash into this tier 1 tower. They will just have Mark cutting the creep waves towards the mid.
That's a perfect target. Perfect target to go for.
Speak of TP.
Yes, that's pretty much the only thing you can do at this point, but it's too late. Oh no.
He turned into a very greedy little goblin there. He wanted to try and hold it out, but unfortunately for him, as soon as the Wraith King turns up, like you're just dead. Like you are so dead, and now they have no BKB, now they have no TP, and unfortunately for Mark, 2 stellar games back to back, and this one's turned into a little bit of a fizzler.
And so the Cut, they're in control of the game currently, setting up the pace, setting the initiations. Having the advantage of that extra Aegis as well. Isla looks like another casualty of war. Scourge McDuck shows up again and again. Another BKB teleport attempt to death. 2 in a row.
Yeah, it's just... I thought maybe Isla might learn from the mistakes of his mid laner and just BKB TP straight away.
I'm stronger.
Yeah,
nope.
I mean, yeah, it's just very disheartening to see.
Certainly is. No, Italiano Gangster also gets a kill. Skyrath still unkilled this game. 11-0-5 B-God.
He has a blink now too.
Oh my goodness, this guy. Okay, is he going Arcane Blink next?
Oh, I hope so.
I mean, at this point, let's fucking go. I mean, let's go all in.
That'd be sick. If he
that
just
would be so sick if he does.
Dirty amount of damage.
Ridiculous cooldowns. Because like you get to use all of your abilities. You want to kind of spam your keyboard anyway on this hero.
Yeah, imagine if he just blinks in and he's pressed all 4 of his buttons at the same like frame and he's just die. Yeah. It's going to be a bit rough. Italiano Gangstar as well is very, very close to a sheep stick, so once that comes out, then unfortunately for Double King, it's not going to be fun.
I actually have to say, I don't remember how the Skyrath shard works if you have Aghanims already built. So do you get like 2 stacks? Because it technically makes 2 spells. Or is it just one button press where you get an extra stack?
When it deals damage to an enemy hero with an ability, I'd imagine it would. So because the wording and you know, iFrog and Valve are very, very pedantic when it comes to
that
the
is
wording
true.
of those spells.
That
So
is true.
I would say that yes, it does. That it does combine with the Ags. So I mean, he could have a lot of armor and a lot of bonus in.
Oh yeah. The Troll's going to take some time to actually kill him.
Okay.
And that's a dead Timber Saw caught by the rest of CDUB. Meanwhile, Double King rooted up by Sadman.
Oh no, Duster. He tried. He tried and failed. No.
Oh no.
Oh, when you step to the king, you better not miss. And unfortunately for Duster, he missed everything. And Begon just sidestepped it and went, thanks, buddy, and just obliterated him.
Oh dear. Oh, that's pain.
That's just rough. That's some rough stuff. Starting to watch. I think now for CDUB, they have a very narrow window to try and pull this game back. They have the Aegis being reclaimed in about 15 seconds. They need to try and get out of abusing the global silence, so they need to try and force something out of Jubei. That's going to be hard in and of itself without... you have to commit BKBs. Maybe you're even going to commit a life or two. But you need to try and force some of these cooldowns out of the cut and then try and get a smoke gank from there, because otherwise you're just going to be stuck to creep cutting duty for Mark and Sanctified, and they're just going to sit towards his top side. And then you can just see that the cut literally have basically from the Radiant Triangle.
No, they're going straight for Double King as well. They could get the roots on him to follow up with the stun, but the stun connection is there. However, he's too deep in. Again, the supports just can't get there on time. Even with the blink and the mobility Skyrath already has. CDUB, they're going to go for the smoke gank. At least smoke behind the Troll Warlord, which looks like the plan is... Try it again. We're ready this time.
Yeah, and Italiana Gangstar as well has the Hex picked up now as well. So I thought that was going to be the initiation for them onto Double King, who does have his smoke broken.
They're on the high ground, Isla on the other. This could be a very dead Jakiro. Silence is coming out. Mystic Flare combined onto two. They do a lot of damage onto the Timber Saw, but the fight's on. They will force away Jubei. He's used his global. They will take down Italiana Gangstar. They will take down the big streak by Sanctified. Begon down for the first time this game. Scourge McDuck to drop as well. He's still got his BKB though. Then he's going to turn to fight. Isla comes in. He's got himself the Doom on top of the Wraith King. And now here comes Sandman as well, trying to deal out the damage. And here comes Begon. Buyback coming in clutch as well, because they will be able to clean out the Doom. Force them away for the time being. Sanctified, so throwing around the boomerangs. Begon close to a dieback if he gets caught here. Yes, he will. Dieback on the Skyrath. And Sandman and Jubei, they're forced back onto their side of the map. CDUB, well, definitely clean out a dub out of that fight.
Oh my God, look at the experience change, man. Whoa. That is so much experience and so much gold going in the pockets of CDUB. That was the perfect fight. They got the Hex that went out onto Isla. Didn't matter. They were still able to stand tall. The rest of the initiation from the cut just didn't come in. They pressed the global silence, and there was no Wraith King. There was no
let's look at that again.
To play. Look, the Hex goes directly down onto the Doom. They both get Mystic flared, but they're able to live because Scourge as well as Jubei just, they couldn't get in there. And now with the BKBs being popped, that was all it was. Beautiful target prioritization coming in from CDUB as well. I think the way that they played this fight was really, really good. Exactly what they needed. They needed to kite out the global silence, utilize their BKBs, get to a point where the Wraith King's first life has been gone, and they just tear through the Wraith King. And now you can just see that Double King, he understands the limits of his hero as well, which is usually not what you see out of a lot of these Troll Warlords. Yeah. They kind of just go, they press their ult button and they just take their hands off the keyboard, right? But Double King did a really, really good job at kiting back. And man, the golden experience they got out of that was absolutely massive. And the cut, they need to be very, very careful because their Sky Mage is not untouchable now. There's BKBs aplenty. It's going to be very, very hard for him to stay alive in these fights. And that was a massive golden experience when going the way here of CDUB.
It was, yeah. Troll just bought Basher during that team fight while the Ember finished off his Lincolns. And now he's already appeased towards the Satanic, which is the Morbid Mask, so it's just the cheapest component out of the three. CDUB smoking up in the river, outside of vision. Might catch the cut off guard. They have the high ground advantage here, but straight onto the Ember Spirit they go again. The Hex is there. They could just blow up Mark. He's gone! Oh, goodness. Mark just got blown up instantly by Begon and the boys. Duster, he's forced on the run. Isla is also running away. He cannot doom the Ember Spirit because of that Lincoln's. And Hoodwink getting caught as well. Into the Roche pit he goes. Blown up by Begon for a double kill. Double King, however, on the high ground, getting hexed up by Italiano Gangstar. Can he get a solo kill? Yes, he can. He does get a bit of backup from the Skywrath and picks up an assist on Begon, but they just cleaned the whole of CDUB and forced the rest away.
Yeah, Mark, unfortunately, blinked up high ground and he gets hexed and instantly destroyed. The Mystic Flare is too much damage if you don't have that BKB. We'd love to
that
see
hex is so deadly.
Yeah, I think you kind of just need to pre-BKB now, or maybe even try and get yourselves a Lincoln's, because that was a fight without Global Silence, by the way, and they just didn't get to pop their BKBs, and without being able to pop your BKBs, then it is kind of lambs to the slaughter when it comes to being in front of Begod's sight. So the cut, they played really well around that. They kind of got gifted a free one there with being able to get the kill pre-BKBs, but now they're coming back with an Aegis. They've got Global Silence once again. They've got the Shard up now. Who did the Shard go to? It looks like it was the Scourge that was able to pick it up.
Yeah. As the fights are going like this, I'm getting a bit more and more worried on the side of CDUB, most importantly, because the support side of the cut feels like they have more heroes to provide for damage and lockdown and control. They've got everything more than CDUB has right now, so they always need to overpower them with like 5 versus 3 or something like that on the side of CDUB to make it work. They need the man advantage.
Yeah, I think they really need to catch out some of these heroes in transition, right? Like, they need to try and catch out maybe Scourge moving into, some parts of the map. Maybe they catch out Sandman, pre-BKB or something like that. But the cut, I think they understand the reason why they lost that previous fight was them not being completely together. And then they're able to win that last one out. So they don't want to get caught out too far spaced away. They need to make sure that their spacing is good enough that they can at least be able to peel for each other and be able to combine a lot of their spells, because they are very, very scary with all their heroes together. Mark? Oh. I was wondering if they were just going to go straight ham for it. They've got a lot of Blink Daggers as well here, and the cut, if they ever just find anybody and they just put a mark on their head, they get hexed, they get silenced, they get blown up by the Sky Mage, and there's just going to be no CDUB. Nothing CDUB can do.
I see what you did there, Mark on their head with Mark.
It's always the best ones that come out in the morning, Panda.
It is for sure. It is 4 a.m. currently where I'm at, so you probably have the sun already shining. Mine's definitely down at the moment. But the Aghanim's build up for this Tiny. At least it will give them some distancing fights, because right now he's been going in, trying to get to start the fight. He gets blown up. Yeah, like you said, for the pre-BKB Blinken might just be an option, but the Aghanim's allows you a different route of team fighting. And they're coming in force here. TP is onto the outpost. They're a bit spread right now. Isla is going to get caught instantly, and Doom's just gone. Doesn't even take a second.
It's so much damage, man. It's like you just get hexed, and then you get Ancient Sealed up, and then the Timbersaw's damage on top of the Ancient Seal, on top of the Mystic Flare. Like, it doesn't matter how much HP you have, man. Like, really does not. I thought that was going to be an opportunity maybe for CDUB to find somebody, but you could just see how quickly the cut were able to kind of identify their target, and off they went. And they're more than happy to just pull the trigger on anyone.
That's a very good word to describe that particular moment. Crikey.
I think there's a lot more expletives that would happen.
I've been learning some words from Mike with my stay in Romania, and I learned this one absolutely fantastic word, and I've been using it all the time, and he's going to be very happy that I'm spamming it all over. It's like a word that apparently isn't being used by Aussies, like the young Aussies these days, but more of like the older people who use it, and it's fair dinkum.
Oh, yep, that is an old classic. The Zoomers find that cringe.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's a brilliant word. I'll be very fun at parties.
Another one that's very similar is Fair Shake of the Sauce Bottle. Is another good one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very similar to Fair Dinkum, but it's a lot newer than what Fair Dinkum is.
All right. Well, let's see which hero is going to caulk it next. As We've got ourselves an overwhelming blink in the works for the Wraith King. He's trying to keep up his buyback, however. Scourge McDuck, who knows if they end up in an awkward situation, might be even needing that. Right now, they are in control of the game. 40 minutes almost on the clock. CDUB coming out with a smoke out of their base. Dust are leading the front.
They have to try and, again, catch them out in transition. They need to see if they can find anybody. Scourge McDuck is alone. But he's kind of not the one you want to go on to.
Yeah.
They don't have like that kind of blink hex like you do on the side of the cut. You do have a lot of lockdown, but it's still hard.
We've got the enchanted quiver on the Tiny.
He's going to hit hard.
Oh, he's definitely going to hit hard, but he's going to have to rescue his friend. Oh, he popped his BKB at the very last moment. Almost goes down himself. They've lost Double King. They've lost Mark. They might even lose more here. CDUB trying to fight back. Doom on the Timber Saw. Italiano Gangstar taking some damage here, but Jubei also on the front. They will take him down, and the Doom to die. 3 buybacks. Double King. You got to chase him down. You got to catch someone now. Jubei into the tree line, going for the TP away. He sees him, but he cannot catch him. He cannot catch him in time, and that is 3 buybacks from CDUB as they only get the Timber Saw out of that fight.
Yeah, and that was just off the back of Isla just committing, right? Just throwing in a Doom, getting the Scorched Earth, and see if he can take them down. 5.1k damage, by the way, coming in from the Ember Spirit. So Sadman is feeling pretty happy with how this series, or how this game has been going for him so far. Had a little bit of a rough one in the previous. And he's now able to pull back 3.5k damage from the Sky Mage as well. As we look at this again, you can just see, I touched on it just moments ago, that you don't have this kind of instant blink hex like you do for the cut, pardon me. And you can just see that the Troll Warlord just doesn't have any way of getting around this, right? Like maybe they need to build a Lincoln City, maybe they need to build a 4-staff, maybe they just need to be the ones with the aggression. But as soon as you get caught out, as soon as you get found out by the cut, the way that B-God has built, he has been able to play so far back and been able to just play his game the way that he wants to, that he just, as soon as somebody gets hexed, it's instant Mystic Flare, instant Ancient Seal, and you just get blown up.
Yeah.
You just get absolutely deleted.
Honestly, the pre-BKBs into Blink is feel like the only way that they can approach fights. I don't know if production, if we can call it out, but can we look at damage dealt on per hero? Because I want to see Skyrat's bar. Like, how much damage is he actually dealing in these fights? Because probably I could see like the Skyrat's been doing the majority of the damage dealt by the side of the cut.
Especially with the amount of damage
we can get it at
he's
some
laying
point, but that is something that I'm really intrigued about right now, is how much is he actually dealing, because he's got 16 kills on this hero, and it's a +4 Skyrath that's about to surpass the enemy mid.
Yeah, which is dire times for any CDUB fans
and
out there.
He's going A on Disc as well. You can't even kill this guy.
Yeah, and that's the scary part, is like he's gotten to the point now where he's been able to build his damage and build his mobility items, but he also now is going to have survivability items, so the late game issues that are starting to creep up here for CDUB, they're not going to get hard. Not going to get any easier.
He knows exactly where they are, but the BKB already used by Isla. They will get the chance to maybe fight him down for the first time, and that's going to work. But the BKBs, they're going to be running out momentarily. Double King, he's going to need some backup. B-God waiting for his opportunity, and he's going to unleash hell. The full combination. They take down the Troll. They're going to take down Italian Gangstar as well, but the Ela, he does have the Doom. The AoE Doom is going to be there, but he cannot stand his ground. They're all going to die. Diebacks all around. GG's on the board. The cut will slice them down, and neat cuts indeed, as CDUB, they just cannot withstand the power.
Yeah, it was a really good game here coming in from the cut. We talked about the fact that they were lacking a lot of stuns. They started